Hey, hello there and welcome. My name is Jason Hamilton. I'm the founder of Keep It Simple Financial Planning. And this video is going to be pretty quick, but if you are a student loan borrower and you're facing any sort of financial hardship, or even if you're not, you definitely want to pay attention to what we're going to talk about today, because in the new coronavirus relief bill, there's been some very major provisions that could save you a lot of money. And I want to walk you through exactly what those are. And so you know what to do and how to handle your student loans if you are dealing with these right now and you're worried about not being able to make the payments, or even if you can't make the payments, you might still want to take advantage of this. So let's just jump right in and talk a little bit about what's going to go on with your payments, because the government is doing what they can to try to help you out in the meantime while things may be a little bit crazy in your financial world. So let me switch over to my screen here and we can talk a little bit about what's going on. All right, so we're going to talk here about relief for student loan borrowers from the coronavirus bill. So if you are a student, if you are a pastor with big student loans, a graduate student, doctors, lawyers, a lot of folks are dealing with student loans these days, and the government is doing what they can to provide you some relief when it comes to paying your student loans. So I'm going to talk you through what you should be thinking about when it comes to dealing with this stuff here. Okay, so let me pull this up. Before we jump in, I do have to let you know this is not to be seen as tax, financial, legal, or accounting advice. Please work with a financial advisor or someone that's a specialist before making any final decisions. But most of what I'm going to tell you about here is going to be pretty straightforward, but I have to put this up because I'm technically a certified financial planner and I don't want to get sued. Okay, so this is really going to be big for you folks that are paying student loan payments. So something to know is that federal student loan payments are going to be deferred. Okay, this is not for private student loans, by the way, and this is not for old loans. This is for federal student loans. But there will be no payments required until 9/30/2020. So it could be up to 6 payments here that you could avoid. You may be able to log into your account, and you might want to check that out first and see if they've been delayed. But most likely you're going to have to go online or call the student loan provider to stop your payments, okay? But what you need to know during this time is that no interest will accrue during the interim period during this time. So that's a good thing. The other good thing is if you are on a loan forgiveness program of some sort, like public student loan forgiveness, these 6 payments that you're going to get to skip will still count towards your 120 payments or whatever that number is for you. And that is a very, very good thing. So this is money you could just save if you like, or if you want to pay extra down on the debt, you can, but it doesn't really make sense to do that because you are you're paying student loans and you're going for forgiveness. So ideally you want to get the most amount forgiven that you can. So what this is it's really like 6 free months of payments toward qualifying for forgiveness. So this is wonderful. Required payments are suspended, but voluntary payments are not prohibited. So if you can still keep making your loan payments, and if you're not on a forgiveness program because you just have to pay them off like normal, then maybe you just want to continue paying and just beating down your principal a little bit because, at the end of the day, you have to pay the loan. But if you are dealing with a financial hardship, then you are going to be allowed to skip these 6 payments so that you can get a chance to get back on your feet here, okay? You must be proactive to stop payments if required, okay? So the government, they may do this for you automatically, but I don't want you just to assume that this is going to happen. I don't want you to get a bad mark on your credit for not paying your expenses. So please just go in and either go online and request it or call the provider and request this. Make sure you get it in writing and then just double check, okay? Because again, we don't want any late payments. They'll probably end up taking it off or fixing it, but that's your time and energy that I don't want you to have to give up to get this done, okay? Another thing to know is involuntary debt collections on federal student loan payments are also suspended, okay? So if you're dealing with debt collections on those, that's going to be suspended for a while. You'll get a little bit of breathing room. Maybe this will be the chance you need to get caught up on your payments. But the government is trying to do what they can to help you out here, okay? Here is something really interesting, okay? If you still have a job, okay? If you're one of the lucky people that still has a job and you're not facing job loss right now, there's going to be a change in one of the benefits that your employer may provide, okay? So I know a lot of large companies will provide things like education reimbursement, okay? So they can give you up to $5,250 per year for education reimbursement. But there's been an amendment on this year, okay? And that $5,250 has been amended to include payments towards student loans for the same amount. So maybe your employer doesn't know about this or they're not bringing this up, but this will be something, if I were you, I would go to HR and try to fight for this because if your employer offers education reimbursement, contact them and ask about this benefit to pay your student loans if you have them. Because maybe you're not in school, but you can use for this year up to the $5,250 to be applied towards your student loan payments. And this will not be counted as income for you, and it will be deductible for your employer. So this might be a nice thing your employer can do to help you out in the meantime if you are getting your hours cut. Employers, like I said, can exclude student loan payments from compensation for 2020. So these payments will be excluded from any employee income that you receive. The thing you have to know, though, is this must be coordinated with the regular $5,250 limit for tax-free education. So you cannot get both the $5,250 for education and $5,250 for loans, but you could split the difference, say 50% loans and 50% education if you wanted to do that. But this is only for 2020, okay? This is not planned to go forward at this point, so you really want to take advantage of this while you can. So here's how I would approach this. I would say, hey, I would go into your HR benefits, okay? So if you have an HR portal, and you're not sure about this, if you're paying student loans and you're working for a company, and generally it's a bigger companies, but sometimes smaller companies, I would go into your portal and say, hey, do I have an education reimbursement benefit, even though you're not going to school right now? And if you do, figure out what that amount is, and then contact your HR department, your human resources department, and say, hey, there's a special provision for this year. Do you think you guys would be willing to cover my student loan payments this year up to this amount? And you might have to fight to get this through, but this could be a huge benefit. That could be worth up to $5,000 or $5,250 for you, that even though you're getting your payments skipped, you may be able to get another $5,250 to help you pay down your loans as well. So this could be money in your pocket if you are willing to take the steps to do this. And I bet your employer probably doesn't know. So that's something that's going to be really important for you to check out, okay? So like I said, this is only for 2020. And yeah, that's pretty much what you need to know. So let me go back to the screen here. So like I said, up to $5,250 per year can be reimbursed for education. That's very normal. That's a normal type of education reimbursement. But this year, it has been amended to include payments towards student loans for the exact same amount. Okay, so if you are working for a big company and you have your job, you are most likely going to get your 6 months of payments deferred. But you can also get up to $5,250 to put towards your student loans and maybe pay down that debt a little bit if your company offers it. So hopefully this helped you out. If you have any questions at all, just let me know. I'll post these slides down in the comments as well. But if you have student loans, definitely take advantage of this. Don't let this get by you, because this could be over $5,000 that you get to use to put towards your student loans, okay? Have a good one, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.